Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Circle of Kings.
I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't.
Hold on. I'm 37 and honestly, it's so hard being alone. Oh, every night I wonder why men don't even notice me or take the first step. Don't I deserve at least a little attention? Am I not attractive? Nobody deserves anything.
I can't drink anything without feeling pain and pain. True pain.
These women are paid actors. If anyone deserves to be lashing out on social media on how terrible today's dating market is, it should be black men who are not the thug type.
Hey, us Asian guys are not doing too well in the dating market either. Tired of being lonely. Let's make a deal. You like me and say good morning and I'll text you. Not even that I'll like you back or I'll text you good morning. No, I'll just text you. Like, even asking and begging for attention from men, they're still going to act as if they're more superior than us. Still, that's so ridiculous. That's why I ain't sad about it.
All these strong, independent feminists that don't need no man always end up on the internet either crying or scream lecturing in front of their phone, all tired, broke, and alone.
Tell him what you want and see if he can consistently do what you want before you put out.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
Basically, women openly told us how they use psychological abuse and manipulation on men and then get confused when men listened, understood, and walked away.
Dating after 40 is impossible. No one gives me flowers or calls me out on dates. What's wrong with me? A lot. I'm sure you hit the wall and you are a miserable person to deal with, so everybody around you sees that.
If you're over 40 and still this pretty but can't get a guy to stay, then the problem is your personality, behavior, and attitude. Simple.
Last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that. Dating after divorce is total chaos. Women are annoyed by having to start over, but now they're at the end of the line, even worse if they're single mothers. The irony is that their standards are higher than when they were young and beautiful. Now, on the wall, they want the perfect man to be their partner. That's why they feel more dissatisfied, because they've already made the wrong choice once and don't want to repeat the same mistake with a beta provider. For a father, the first one with good genes will do. But for a stepfather, the one with the strongest wallet is needed.
True.
That's why men, when dating women over 30, feel like they are in a job interview.
If she thinks age-appropriate men are old and gross, she should see the women, or maybe the mirror.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, look at yourself, lady.
Are you married?
Yes.
Cool. Is he happy?
Oh, that's a weird question. Usually they ask if I'm happy.
Yeah, but like, it's a different kind of an interview. I'm just, because he's not here, like, I want to show my care for him as well. Is he happy?
It's just like her eyes just look so evil when he asked that question. It's like, how dare you speak about my husband and not give me the attention?
Your answer is yes, no?
No.
I think it's okay. I think we got the answer. That's me and the camera guy.
Us.
You got it, bro?
Sums up an entire generation of women, doesn't it? Everything has to be about women. Start talking about a man and watch them get mad.
If you are broke, you should not be dating. I'm not saying if you're broke, you're not worthy of love and happiness.
If that was the case, then most women shouldn't be dating, because they're the more broke, dusty, musty crusties out there.
You're just not worthy of me. I'm just kidding. Broke guys are usually the most insecure guys on the planet.
Broke women are almost always the most insecure women on the planet.
We have made their self-worth contingent on how much money they make. or their profession. The broke men, they walk around with a chip on their shoulder.
If you are rich and handsome guy, you should not date her. Simple.
Would you rather date a liberal or an illegal immigrant?
Illegal.
Why?
Man, liberals are mentally ill. Plus, they're usually with the illegal immigrant.
Damn, bro, he just laid it down like that, huh?
Maybe you'll find like a Muslim who has a low body count, but if they're an American, it's like Lenny Kravitz said, American woman, stay the f away from me.
Are you really kidding me?
Not at all.
You are
Random ass woman.
Well, what would you have here?
Wild Karen appears.
These are
Who asked for your opinion?
you.
Who asked for your opinion?
You're on a public
Are you drunk,
street.
ma'am? Are you drunk, ma'am?
Are you delusional?
Stop doing drunk.
You drunk.
And this is exactly why the 19th Amendment should be repealed, right here.
Oh my God. Women have been suffraging for too long? You know what? I actually think in 20 years, you could get the majority of the population to vote against women's suffrage because they would think that it meant women suffering. I do. I think that in 20 years you can make it happen.
This woman knows nothing about politics. She has no sense about history, but she just wants to run her mouth. This is exactly what's going on.
Dude, that is...
Why are you here? No one asked you to be here. So go over there, talk to whoever you want. You're not wanted here. Bye-bye, go.
I'm not leaving.
No, I mean, see, this is the problem with this country, man. These women come over here, they start talking, and nobody wants them there.
This is the problem with this country. These women come over here and they start talking.
This country, man. These women come over here, they start talking.
He can't even have his own opinion on who he prefers to date. That Karen appeared out of nowhere.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be feminist, you can't be feminist until the check comes. You got to pony up. You got to pay half the bill.
No,
Tell me why.
absolutely not. Sorry. That's why I go back to saying masculine men. Masculine men will always pick up that tab no matter what. They have no problem picking up that tab, and they will actually never let a woman pay for it, especially if it's his
I love
woman.
this. Yes.
He will not let her pull
I'll let her pay.
out her wallet ever.
So what do men owe to women?
Nothing.
Well,
what do you mean? That's
You're saying a masculine man would never let a woman pay. So he has some degree of, there's a female-driven expectation on men. What does he get in return for being a masculine man?
to be in the presence of a woman.
Okay, so what do women have to do? What is a woman's duty? You're saying a man has a duty to pay for first dates,
Yeah.
to be a provider, to be a masculine, all that things. What do women have to do?
Show up. Be
That's
a
it?
woman. Be the woman
Just show
that,
up?
that like
Like, even older women is just so clueless and unaware of everything, of how dynamics actually truly work between relationships.
What if I
do
said
you
that? I just have
understand
to
what it is
show
such a
up.
privilege it is to
it's a
even
privilege.
be
Okay.
Privilege.
to
So
have
women are
a very
privileged.
The level of ego to say all that is required from me is my presence is astounding.
If my man's down and he needs help, I can help him. If I'm down, he can help me. It goes both ways.
Who paid for the first date?
Him.
Yeah. Who paid for the second date?
Probably him.
Who paid for the third date?
Probably him.
How long would you take care of your man if he couldn't work anymore?
Let's say maybe like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not equality. Since I have a timeline on it, that means that it's not equal because men, it's in our nature to provide for a woman forever.
If a man loses his job, the woman will be gone in 6 months. If a woman loses her job, she just stops going on vacations for a couple of months.
I recently turned 50 years old, but I'm still single woman. Men don't ask me out on dates. Do I look bad? You look old. Yeah, you look alright for 50, but you probably are a miserable woman. A woman, sorry.
What she really means is, the guys she wants to ask her out on dates don't ask because they're dating younger women. Why be with an older woman that can't have children and will more than likely never be happy with whatever you do for her and will cheat?
I noticed that the men who have money never have a problem with the women who like material things.
Yeah, we do. What the hell are you talking about? I know a lot of men that make damn good money that care about their wives being materialistic.
Well, let's think about this rationally for a moment. A lot of the men that have excess money, and by excess, I mean more money than they necessarily need to get by on a daily or yearly basis and don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, a lot of times probably don't worry about having to budget down to the last penny.
True.
So spending money on incidentals or things that don't necessarily matter that much really isn't that big of a deal.
But
Yeah, I mean, that what doesn't matter too much, which is you, girl.
men that don't have money make it a huge issue.
Might that be because a lot of men out there actually have to live within their means and cannot justify spending money on things that a woman just wants because they want it? They actually have to worry about spending their money on things that are valuable and meaningful and that they need in life.
Is that a coincidence?
What is not
just
a
so
coincidence
dumb.
is that is spoken like someone who's never actually had to be careful with their finances. Otherwise, they would understand why some men are careful with what they spend.
Feminism uses popular culture such as movies, television series, documentaries, talk shows, the news, books, music, comic books, podcasts, social media, and social media influencers to perpetuate this thought that a woman who spends her prime years labouring in offices and building wealth are real women, and that they're the women every other woman should follow the example of.
Women hate men because men oppress, harass, assault, rape, and abuse women. Men have made women hate them. If you have negative experiences with men, some people will jump to the conclusion of using that to paint all men. If you get bitten by a dog, do you view all dogs as a threat? Probably not. We have to inject nuance into our conversations. And at the end of the day, I think these women are doing it in their personal lives. I do think they are looking for men. I do think they have brothers and fathers and uncles and cousins who they would characterize as being good men. So they know that there are men out there that exist, just maybe in their personal experiences, they've yet to receive that. And there's something to be said for maturing out of this mentality as well. In their probably 30s and 40s, they're going to come to realize, oh yeah, well, not all men. I hate to say not all men, but yeah, not all men are like this. It's just a simple fact. It's the truth.
So modern women around the world must realise that life's not just about making money, generating wealth, starting businesses, and climbing the corporate ladder, because women have the leverage of not doing any of that and still live the best lives with their partners who are happy to be providers, and even happier when they have wives who give birth to beautiful children, and together they raise their families.
Surprise! The number of young single men in America is at a record high. This is why. According to Pew Research data that was released this week, a staggering 63% of men in their 20s are single, which is almost double that of women.
I'm gonna be single forever. I just realized that, man. I'm gonna be single forever. And I'll say that, and some people are like, that's sad. It's not sad. It's reality, bruh. I'm gonna be single forever.
Third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done.
High body counts, unrealistic expectations, TikTok brain, no loyalty, no moral compass.
Is that moral compass is probably one of the biggest factors out there. Like, women just don't have the same morals as they used to, or don't even have the same morals as men do.
The list goes on. That's why modern women aren't getting the validation they're used to from men.
You know, I'm seeing more and more of these videos, and honestly, it makes me sad because guys have told women why. We've made it very clear why we're walking away.
We have.
And we're walking away in droves, and it's only going to get worse because you're not hearing why we're walking away. It's very simple. Don't read between the lines. Hear these words. There is absolutely no benefit anymore to being in a relationship with a woman for a man. None. Zero. Zilch. Especially when you consider the risk compared to any potential reward. Roughly 55% of marriages end in divorce, and the guy loses everything. Add into it all the relationships where they weren't married, and the guy lost access to his kids and had to pay mountains of child support, and so on. When you really look at it, there's less than a 1 in 4 chance of having a successful relationship. Would you risk everything you have? Would you risk your children and having access to them, knowing you only had a 25% chance of success? I doubt it. Add to it the expectations that today
even 50% is a little dicey.
These women have are beyond absurd. We all joke about the 6s, But the reality is that is most women's expectation. You expect men to give, and offer nothing in return. I'm not saying any of this to be mean, but I am being blunt in hopes you'll hear it, because we've said it over and over and over again. And yet, you're still asking us, why are you walking away? That, in a nutshell, is the crux of the problem. You ask us, but you don't want to hear the response. And if you hear it, you don't want to accept it.
Remember, the response makes them look bad. And remember, anything that makes women look bad.
Honest advice to you ladies is this. Get a mirror, look in it, and ask yourself, what are we offering to men? Why should men want to be with us? And if your answer is things like you have a great career or job, or that you're going to cook and clean, none of that matters to us. Not in the least. What matters to us, peace, loyalty, and acknowledgement. Something very, very few women give to their man. And until you're willing to give that, until you're willing to set aside your ridiculous expectations, those numbers you mentioned are only going to get worse.
Women, even today, expect everything to be taken care by a man, but still march the streets with banners for equality on the other. It's clear to see that modern women are incredibly confused. They fall hard into the feminism trap and don't know how to get out of it.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
It's because you're still a child.
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you? Or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know.
I mean, with that lady, it seems like you would be, just because she's already, when she doesn't get people approaching her.
If they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
Modern women don't even realize they're doing something wrong. They're so incredibly entitled that they think whatever they're doing is completely normal. Their entitlement is totally unwarranted, as one woman asked what men bring to the table. And kudos to the guy who told her exactly what men bring to the table.
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore. Due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that.
Because they think they're better than us. That's the overarching thing, is that women think they're so much more superior to men, and men aren't even humans in their eyes.
But there's just too many fine men, and if it takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that, and I'm gonna just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me. So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy, I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
No, you're going to get the same response that men have been giving recently, is we don't care. Even now that women are barely turning the leaf to, want to do some things for men or want to do some of the work and approach men, men see as a desperation or just you wanting sponsorship.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore, don't care to put in effort. And
It's so hard to meet someone because men don't do the work. Oh, got
a
it.
relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths to try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance. My mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gone married. They would have never had kids. But he was persistent.
That might have been a better choice in life, tell you the truth.
He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing.
Because if a man persisted like that in today's dating world, he would at the very least be called a creep. And at the worst, he'd be going to jail. That is the reality that a lot of men face. So that in combination with the fact that women are not really reciprocating effort and they're not treating men very well right now, there is a large group of men that are saying that it's just not worth it. And they would say that women have asked for it. They have asked men to leave them alone. So guess what, ladies? They're leaving you alone.
Throughout their lives, men are supposed to do everything for women and literally dedicate their lives to providing for, protecting, and helping women. And you know what? Men do that with a lot of joy, and it brings them a lot of satisfaction when they know they're being the providers. It gives them a solid purpose because they know they're doing justice to what the universe meant for them to do. They do it proudly because that's in their nature.
Hey, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what?
It's just funny that's the first thing that women always like to go to is the gay thing. Like, girl, I'm cuddling with you and taking you out, and then you want to call me gay?
And like, I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean?
So you just wanted to reject him more and make him feel worse?
I wasn't gonna sleep with him, but I just, now I feel ugly.
Because you are.
This is what...
Inside and out.
I'm 19 years old. I've never had a boyfriend, but what I do have is a 30-page list full of qualifications and standards said person has to meet.
All right, this girl made a video talking about her requirements to be her boyfriend. And the comments are absolutely ripping this girl apart because whatever she's asking for in this video is a little bit too much. So let's go through the video and let's see what is too much for these guys.
First of all, I have to be attracted to the person.
Hey, number one, she has to be attracted to her partner. I know how ridiculous of this girl to want to be attracted to her partner, but I'm sure something more unreasonable is coming up throughout this video.
She literally says she has a long list, bro. If it was just a few things, men aren't going to say much. But when you get to a long list, that means it goes to very key details.
To be super picky about height, but now as long as you're taller than me, I'm cool with it. I'm 5'4", so it's not that hard. But now you just gotta have a good, strong jawline and a sweet-looking face.
Okay, so the guy needs to be above 5'5" and have a strong jawline. This is what we're complaining about, guys.
Again, as if she is okay with a guy that's 5'5". as much as they say they want someone taller, no, they want someone significantly taller.
Videos on TikTok where a girl's asking for a guy who makes $1 billion and is 7'4", but this is what we're getting upset about. Okay, maybe the video is gonna get more insane as we go on. Let's see what else she asked for.
For smiles, I am pretty picky. You gotta have a good smile. I don't know, it just, to me, it's a really big deal. And you also have to like look clean. I don't know, hygiene is a huge thing for me. Must understand emotions.
Normal.
And I don't care if you're a little bit emotional too.
Today, being a strong and independent woman should actually mean a strong woman who holds the fort and watches over the house and kids without the need to be bossed around by some other man or woman at a corporation. A boss woman should be someone who's the boss of the house. An independent woman should be someone who's independent and manages things for the house, designing it her way.
Okay, so he needs to have a good smile, shower regularly, and, you know, understand emotions. This is something gonna happen that I'm supposed to be upset about here?
I want to be best friends. I want to be your best friend, and I want you to be my best friend. You have to match my obsession with the beach and...
Wow, now that one was totally uncalled for. She wants to have a friendship with her boyfriend. That's ridiculous. And he has to have a common interest of hers. Now, this girl's really getting unreasonable, guys.
to take things extremely slow, so you have to be willing to work with that. I need someone that has a very contagious laugh and that laughs a lot.
Her last two totally unreasonable requests are that he has a good laugh and that he just goes slow. If you think these standards are so high that this is an explanation for why she's been single for 19 years when, like, that's literally a completely normal age to be single for, like, what do you expect her to do? Have a relationship when she's 4 years old? 100%.
No, we expect her to have relationships before she hit 19, like in high school.
More a reflection of the guys, because if you cannot meet at least like 90% of that list, then I really don't know what to tell you. But I guarantee if you ask any of these guys, what would you like your girlfriend to look like? They'd all give some like absolutely ridiculous comparison of what they want their girlfriend to look like. This girl said that she wants her boyfriend to smile, take showers, and just be a happy person. And guys are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, what fantasy world are you living in? To the girl in the video, don't take anything in the comment section seriously, because that was one of the most basic and normal requirements I've ever heard a girl ask for their partner on this app ever. Good for you. Wish you the best of luck.
I think
I'm slightly disagree.
I think there's a reason people were happier back in the day, and I think that the reason was that people used to stick to certain roles in life and not get worked up on chasing things that they weren't meant to chase. There will come a time in a decade when having a man will be considered a luxury for women.
I'm not saying what she said was unreasonable, but it's always women that say reasonable things that have a lot of read between the lines kind of requirements that they don't project out, right? As much as she says all those things, when a man comes about with that standard that she's asking for, she's still probably not going to pick him, right? Because she's still pickier, because she says she has a long list. That was maybe 4 or 5 things. I'm sure the list goes on to another 100 things. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.